Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 627. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. It is Labor Day here in the U.S.
It is.
So September 4th, 2023. Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns. And my shirt says, I don't care what the Bible says.
Mine's the SSK shirt.
Oh, sorry, the computer is occasionally making weird noises. So I'll have to sick Michael on that. But in the meantime, we can talk about what we're working on. What are you working on?
I'm working on a sock. I'm just about to start the heel flap after this round of stitches. It is out of hip strings in there.
I am using hip strings too.
I know, I was just thinking that. It's in Dorset Horn South Down Bio Nylon blend, I believe. While you're talking, I'll look up and make sure. But yeah, so it's just a 2x2 rib sock. This fiber was super nice to spin. I spun a traditional 3-ply. It's wound into a ball because I messed up winding it, so it's in 2 separate little balls, and that was on me and my winding ability. But yeah, I'm really enjoying working with it, and I'm about to start my heel flap. I'm doing a traditional top down twisted German cast on over 56 stitches on size 0 needles heel flap sock. So yeah, just like I've been doing with a bunch of different sock blends to try them out.
And this is your hand spun?
This is my hand spun. Yep. I think the natural fiber is a gray, and then Jill is hip string, she dyes over it. I'm gonna look up real fast. I took a picture of the tag because while I'm ill prepared for life, I do sometimes leave pictures of stuff places. So this is the alternate juror colorway. It's 50% South Down wool, 25% Dorset Horn wool, and then 25% Bio Nylon. It's one of her signature blends. And 4 ounces is $20, which is extremely reasonable. South Down and Down blends like Dorset Horn are great because they are, I don't want to say that they don't felt, but it takes effort to make them felt.
Yeah.
So they are naturally a wool that does not felt very much. So it makes it perfect for socks or mittens. Chevy, it's another one of those. Just Dorset Horn's another one. So, yeah.
Is that the only thing you're working on?
It's the only thing I'm working on, friend.
Okay. So I'm working on a couple things. One you guys have seen before and one you haven't. Stay. Alright, so
I'm going to put it's not the only thing I'm working on. I'm going to back up. But the other ones are half finished objects, so I'm going to put those in the finished objects section. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
Whatever you say.
I'm
not the boss of you.
We're going to do that. They're not really finished objects, but they kind of are.
Look how wee those socks are.
That is wee. Whose are those for?
Sue's.
Oh, yeah. So
this is the Miser Brothers colorway from Woolens and Nosh in their sport weight base. So it's nice, colorful, stripy set, and Sue's has tiny feet, like 6.5,
super
7.
cute.
So I had stopped the last time we recorded knitting on these because I needed to see how much more I needed to knit before I started decreasing. I had actually already knit too far, so so anyway, I did the first one and then started the second one, and then in order to make them actually match, I had to take out like 3 stripes worth. But because these are tiny socks, there should still be plenty. Hey, keep your nose out of my knitting bag. Puppies are in here, but they're currently busy with
ACGs.
Like, yeah, the Kongs filled with stuff.
That's what you think.
Yeah, he's going to check out Carly's probably. Alright, so this is the second one. I've just turned the heel.
You are incorrect.
And started the gusset.
Hi, none of this is your business.
I expect these will be finished next time we record.
When people are like, why do you have muddy paw prints all over you? This is why. No, you
This
don't
is
bite my
Jordy.
needles,
Hey,
Jordy.
come here.
That's rude.
Where's your little treat? Right there. Look, check that out. I wish this thing would stop.
I think kicking it is really doing a lot.
I mean, look, I'm in IT. I know how to solve problems.
Go get your icy.
Let's see.
Is it empty?
Nope. It's still got Greek yogurt and peanut butter in there. Yep, there you go. You can sit right there. The second thing is I cast on just this morning for the halfway sweater. I'm sitting here trying to remember, and it's on the show notes, which is up on the screen. So it's going to be these two colors. Yeah, so it's an intarsia sweater so that you can get this lace panel in the middle. The bottom up until around the bust area is this darker color, and then at the top it'll be this lighter color. This was another one that I tried to swatch but just didn't like the way that it looked. With
He's using my foot as like a prop for his bone.
Yep. So yeah, so I had to cast on 312 stitches for knit one, purl one, rib.
Did you do it without getting a twist?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I checked, like I cast on with a long tail cast on, way overestimated how much I would need for the cast on. Ended up like tearing off 2 yards worth of extra at the end. And then when I cast it on, before I joined it, I checked twice to make sure it wasn't twisted. And then after I joined it, about 10 stitches later, I'm like, okay, I'm going to check one more time. And it was twisted. And it took me like, I don't know, 20 minutes of straightening this out because it just doesn't look like anything at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's knit one, purl one, ribbing for a little over an inch.
So it's bottom up?
Bottom up. And so before I actually start the body of it, which is stockinette, except for that center panel, which is garter in the round, I need to figure out which intarsia method I'm going to use. So that's the plan tonight. But I knew knit one, purl one, rib for an inch over 300 stitches would take me a while. So
Jordy.
I've been knitting while rewatching old episodes of Glow Up because there's a new season coming this month. So no, you can't have my earplugs. They're not for you, believe it or not.
But they could be, just like Auntie Laura's car keys were.
So that's what I'm working on. What about you? You said you had
So
some
I have a bunch of
things we're considering
socks.
FOs.
Yeah, they're not FOs. I am gonna do another.
He burped like a baby.
Right in my face. I am gonna do another half, but for right now, they are FOs. So the last time y'all saw this, you were ridiculous. I was still spinning it. So this is some Superwash BFL nylon from Greenwood Fiber Studio. Or Fiber Works, I'm sorry. So this is the yarn. That's what's left of it. And this is the sock. So it gradiates. The way I spun it was just all these are traditional 3-plies. So just gradiates down. I think I flipped to one ply in that because one ply is always different. And then I spun and knit some Superwash Merino from Wound Up Studio. This is that. I've had some winding issues.
I just spun and knit a sock, and then spun and knit another sock. And
well,
then
the spinning was in progress. So, yeah, so this is this. I really like how this one's turning out.
Yeah.
And then you all saw the fourth, and then you've already seen the third. So this is the third from Inglenook in the mohair down breed blend. So yeah, all similar colors because they are going to be in an issue of Ply magazine. Can I ship you off to Ply too? Would JC like that? I think she would. And this was a 5-ounce braid, so I have a lot more left over. So all traditional 3-ply, all ready to roll with the second half. I wanted to knit the first half before I moved on to the second half of all of them.
Hey!
Are you gonna co-host with me, Jordy? Oh, he has a bone and he put it up there.
Come on. Come on.
He really wants to be on the podcast this week.
This is where he sits during the day while I work, so.
So those are all the socks in progress. They're all that 2x2 rib on size 0 needles, over 56 stitches. That is it for me for finished objects, kind of finished objects, somewhat finished objects. And then I do have some spinning. But do you have any finished objects?
I do. I have one.
Yes.
So I finished the Bahal shawl.
Oh!
Sort of. I ran out of yarn.
Oh no.
Well, I knew I was going to. So the way that this shawl, and it's enormous as it is, so it's not like it's missing anything.
Because I have.
It's enormous.
Okay.
So.
I'll take it. It is. That's a great size shawl.
These double drop stitch rows, there's a pattern to them, and so the last one was 8 of these rows, and then after that it was supposed to be 13, but I knew I wasn't going to have enough, so I got to the point, I started measuring, like, for every set of rows, it was this many grams, and I got to the point where I just knew I wasn't going to have anywhere near enough, so I got down to like 20 grams, and then started binding off. I wanted to do a super stretchy bind off. So I ended up with about 15 grams left between the two balls, because I had a little bit left from the first skein.
That's gorgeous.
So yeah, it's enormous.
I love that. That came out really nice. Oh, hi, you!
It was a very easy knit. The only kind of pain in the butt was because I used an interchangeable needle on the rows where I was purling backwards. Those double stitches tended to catch right at that join.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't use an interchangeable needle, it would be fine. And I did have to go up a cable size towards the end because there were just so many stitches, just hundreds and hundreds of stitches. So I didn't actually count how many there were at the end, but there were a lot.
It's very pretty.
But yeah, I'm happy with it. It'll be a gift for somebody. I don't know who yet. And then I have I plan to knit another of these shawls. It's very easy, brainless. Like, you could absolutely.
It's a good way to use up some Morse weight yarn.
Yeah.
Or GK weight yarn in that case.
So this is, again, it's called the Bahal shawl, and it's in the show notes. And our show notes are on our website, which is TheKnitGirlls with 3Ls.com. So everything we talk about, we try to put in the show notes.
It would be fun to do out of, like, if you had 3 skeins of a fingering weight, too.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't end up being quite as big,
yeah.
But it would be good in a hand spun, too. Like you could alternate different colors and sort of fade it in and out. But yeah.
You do have 2 braids of hand spun coming to you eventually.
So I'm happy with it. I'm glad it's done, because those double yarn over rows got really annoying towards the end. But
and 2 skeins out of your SSK stash. So, and what you're working on is SSK stash. With the socks and the sweater.
Yep. With very few exceptions, most of what you'll see me working on for the foreseeable future will be SSK stash.
Nice.
So I expect I'll be able to get through it, but I would like to get through it the sooner the better, so I don't have it like weighing over me. But even so, like, this is another one of those weeks where I've been trying to figure out a better organization system, and at some point it's just, you just have too much stuff. It doesn't matter how organized you are, there's just too much. So I'm at that point right now. But I have no spinning, but I bet you have some spinning.
I have 1 bobbin to show. The other bobbin is almost done, but it wasn't quite. I worked on it during an SSK Zoom that we had today.
How was that?
It was great. It was nice to see some of the European contingency, because we made it so it was like after they got home from work.
Mm-hmm.
So, so what I am spinning on, isn't that so pretty?
It is. It's very vibrant.
I know. It's our friend Vicky. Granny Vicky started her own dye studio. She's dyed for a local mill for a while, and
Hey,
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by dogs. So she is branching out and starting her own dye studio, and I scored some braids from her first update. So this is Rambouillet, which is French merino essentially. It acts a lot like merino, but it's a little bit more puffy in the berry picking colorway. And the name of her shop is Eureka Dye Works. It's an Etsy shop, and I've linked it in the show notes. So this is the first half, and I meant to fractal the second half, and got distracted and just spun it end to end. So it's still going to be really pretty. It's going to be a 2-ply. This is my treat. So if I work on the socks for 3 hours a day over this weekend, I got to spend a little time spinning. So this is what I chose to spin as my treat. So yeah, and I've also been washing some wool. I have a Cordale lamb fleece. I've never bought a lamb fleece before, but I picked it up from Rupert's, and it was uncoated, and it's around 2 pounds. So I've started washing that as well. It's still in the 90s here, and I want to take advantage and wash the fleeces that I have left to wash while it's nice, and they'll dry outside in the sun pretty quickly.
We had one glorious day where it was like low 80s. And I spent so much of that day outside.
Supposed to be 70s in Wisconsin. I'm very excited.
That's awesome. Laura's going to Wisconsin Sheep and Wool.
I am. I'll be there mostly on Friday, and then we're going to the Madison Farmers Market Saturday morning, and then back to the Sheep and Wool Festival after that.
What's at the Farmers Market?
Food. Lots of cheese. And coffee, which you don't care about.
Not even a little bit.
Like lovely pastries.
Cool.
All sorts of things, apparently. It'll be, I might try to bring home some apples, because we don't get great apples here. So we'll see. That's what my carry-on needs. 2 pounds of apples. I'm sure TSA will be cool with that.
It's domestic, so...
Yeah, I would think so, but they've been weird about food recently.
So as far as reading, I just finished The Last Days by Adam Neville, which was a book about this kind of religious cult, sort of. I don't know if I would call it a cult exactly, but it's a horror novel. It was pretty good. And I'm listening to the most recent Samantha Irby book, which is called Quietly Hostile, as well as re-listening to a male-male romance, a hockey romance, by Sabrina Bowen.
Oh, I like her.
Him, I think.
Okay.
So it's the him and the Matt, or the Wes and Jamie story. Him, us, and then there's another one that I don't know that I've actually listened to before. But I wanted something brainless because Laura's mom is coming in town.
Yeah.
This coming weekend.
On her birthday.
And I'm trying to get some quilt tops ready to send back with her so that whenever she has time, she can quilt them for me. And mostly what I'm realizing is for quilts that I started back in like 2016 and 2017, I was going by the rule of close enough. And precision actually matters in quilting. So I'm having to take apart some blocks and like redo things. So I don't think I'll have but maybe 2 quilt tops to send with her.
I can bring some to her
yeah,
at Christmas
I mean, it's
time too.
perfectly, I mean, it's fine.
Her machine's in the shop right now anyway.
I'd rather not send them to her jacked up. I'd rather have them actually looking nice, so.
You could take her out for her birthday if you want.
Yeah.
You'll probably see her more than I will, because they're coming in after I leave.
Mm-hmm.
And leaving before I get back.
Yeah.
So.
Which day is her birthday? Saturday?
It's the 6th.
Oh, that's tomorrow. No, that's Wednesday.
Wednesday. They're coming in town Thursday.
What about you? What have you been reading or watching?
I have been watching Wednesday. I watched like half an episode when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And decided I'm getting rid of Netflix. So, hi baby. I'm trying to watch all the shows that I want to watch before it goes away for a while. Because
Wednesday's a good one.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm on the last episode. I binged watched all 8 episodes this weekend. Hey, my balls of yarn are not your balls of yarn. I'm sorry to say.
This little mother cracker, over the
You
course
are
of this
a
week,
thief.
got 6 balls of yarn.
You're a thief. What's up with that?
Like skeins of yarn.
That's not cool.
And like, not destroyed, like didn't break the yarn, but like,
Tangled them?
yes.
What's up with that, dude? That's not cool.
So I have I've wound them into balls. I need to actually wind them into cakes. Because 3 of them I got before they were too,
Too terrible?
terrible. But 3 of them I had to hand wind to fix. Hey, you're walking through my yarn. Hey.
But that's also a reason to be stashing down.
Yes. So that I can
So that everything fits in the bins.
Yes. Like, there is some stuff I genuinely don't even know where he's getting it from, because most everything of mine is in Ziploc bags for moth prevention. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
I don't know. He's sneaky.
He is sneaky.
And he's got lots of toys that I can see, too.
Yeah, and he gets bored easily, so. And when I'm, like, working.
So do I, but I don't destroy other people's stuff.
Any other items?
Nope, that's it. Thank you so much to everyone who sent stuff to my school. You are awesome. My kids appreciate it. They keep adding stuff to that wish list. I appreciate it. I'm slowly doing thank yous using the Amazon thing. So if your gift came with a little, this is from so-and-so, then you'll get a little email from me, hopefully, at some point soon. But yeah, I just appreciate y'all, and my kids do too. They were very, very happy this week.
That's not your toy.
We've moved on to stealing each other's toys.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, you guys have an awesome week and weekend. If you're going to Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, say hi to Laura.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll talk to you again next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.